Hey guys, what's up, people? Welcome. How are you guys doing? How are your preparations going? Welcome to the session. My name is Anoop and welcome to Vedantu. I sincerely hope once again that all of your preparations are going good and you guys are doing your very best, giving your 100% when you are doing your studies. Welcome, people. We are here with the last chapter. We are a couple of topics left out. We are almost towards the end of the syllabus, so we are on lecture number 5 of radioactivity. Today we'll be talking about the uses of radioactivity and sources of harmful radiations. So very warm welcome. I hope that you guys will find this super helpful. If you haven't watched out all the previous radioactivity series yet, make sure you check that out because we have done some amazing topics. In the last one, especially properties of alpha, beta, and gamma rays, is super duper important, and radioactivity. So these two topics are super important because you guys already know about isotopes, isobars, and isotones, and you know about the structure of atoms. So that's not a new topic, but properties of alpha, beta, gamma rays, and radioactivity is super duper important. So if you haven't checked those videos out, make sure that you check it out. The link will be there in the description. Just click on it and you'll be able to find those previous videos as well. So with that said, people, without wasting any more of our time, let us begin. Use of radioactivity and sources of harmful radiation. Let's start with the good part, right? Because that's what we like to do. But before that, guys, this was the homework, by the way, I gave you in the last session. The question was, the least penetrating radiation is which of these? Alpha. The most would be gamma. Somewhere in between would be your beta radiations. So that is the answer, guys. With that said, let's get back to the topic. Let's talk about the uses and then let's understand about the harmful effects as well. So guys, there are lots of places where radioactivity is used. So let's just give me like a couple of minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes, and we'll be done with the entire topic. So just give me 100% of your attention for the next 10-15 minutes, all right? So, like I told you guys, radioactivity is used, or these, radioactivity, the radiations, alpha, beta, and gamma rays, are used in lots of different places. Although there are a lot of, harmful effects to all of these, because exposing yourself to that is life-threatening. But at the same time, there are also a lot of places where it's used on a regular basis. Now, broadly speaking, guys, the radioactivity is used in 3 different categories or 3 different fields. You use it in the medical field, we use it in the scientific field, and the industrial field as well. So we're going to talk about all of these 3 different uses and we're trying to understand how is radioactivity so important in all of these. Let's start with the medical use. So guys, the first thing is this. If we talk about medical use, it is used in something called as a radiotherapy. What is radiotherapy is nothing but using gamma radiations, because you know that gamma radiations can easily penetrate through the skin and it can actually damage the cells. Using this gamma radiation that is released from cobalt 60, which is again a radioactive element, what we do is that we try to target the cancerous cells. So what we do is that we try to nullify, or we try to kill that particular cancer cell, because you know that cancer is something which can spread throughout the body, right? So if one cell is infected, it will affect the nearby cells, and those will then affect the other cells, and basically can spread from one body part to another. So in order to avoid that, in order to prevent that from happening, we pass these kind of gamma rays in order to kill those malignant tumorous cells or these cancerous cells, in order to make it dormant so that it does not spread to the other parts of the body. This is known as radiotherapy. This is called as radiotherapy. Second thing that is used is, it is used in understanding if there is any kind of blood clots or if there's any brain tumors. Like, you have those MRI scanners and all, right? MRI stands for magnetic imaging, resonance imaging. So those kind of resonant image to find out what is the which part of your brain is active while you're doing certain activities, if there's any blood clot, if there's any kind of tumor present in your body. In those kind of cases, to detect that also, we use these kind of radioactive this radioactivity in general. So what we do over here is that we take weak weak radioactive isotopes. So we take salts of weak radioactive isotopes, and those things are called as tracers, all right? So these are not that strong, which can completely damage your body. So these are basically injected into your body. So with that, they also add sodium. For example, there is sodium chloride, which is basically one of the isotopes, weak radioactive isotope of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, as you know, is a salt. So we know that it's pretty stable. So what we do is that we inject sodium chloride chloride with these sodium chloride, and basically check which part of the body is, if there's any kind of tumor inside your body. They'll check the blood circulation inside your body. So generally what they do is that they inject it to your heart chambers and check if there's any kind of cardiological problems, if there's any kind of holes in the valves or in the part of the chest, or if there's kind of leakage happening, if there's any blood clots in any part of the body, to check your brain functions, to do all of these. So basically they're injected into your blood, which will basically, when it travels through your blood, through your entire body, will help the doctor understand if everything is working fine or not. This is known as radiocardiology. This is called as radiocardiology. Basically, using radioactive elements in order to check your cardiac functions or cardiac abilities is what is known as radiocardiology. And this is also something that helps saves thousands of lives all throughout the country and throughout the world every single year. The third one that radioactivity is used for is to kill the germs. You know that, see guys, we know that in a hospital, a lot of these, instruments that the doctors and nurses use can get contaminated. So if a person has some kind of contamination, it's very easy to be spread to another person. We all know about it through COVID-19 that it's very easy to spread diseases. We are all carriers of disease, and it's very important to kill those germs that are there, that are lingering on these instruments before they're used on another person. You can't just keep throwing away metal scissors every time you use one, right? That's not, that'll create a lot of waste. So in order to avoid that, what we do is that generally what you do is that we see something called as hot water bath. So what we do is that the doctors or the nurses, they'll use it and they'll dip it in this hot water, keep it for some time, and then they'll use some disinfectants to kill all the bacteria present on it or the germs present on it. Another safer, cheaper way to do this is by using gamma radiations. So what they do is that you have a chamber, basically a small kind of like a microwave oven, you can say. So what you do is that you place all the instruments inside of it, and these gamma radiations will basically kill all the germs that is present on these kind of instruments. So this is one more cheaper, faster, safer way to do the same, to sterilize all these things like bandages, dressings, syringes, other equipments, everything that is there, especially in your hospitals, because they are generally being shared. In a sense, it's not like shared in a sense just like that. So they are treated. They are treated very well. They are thoroughly cleaned before they are done. So this is one of the ways to clean those medical equipments as well. Talking about the scientific uses, guys, because yes, like I told you, radioactivity is used in a lot of different places. One of them is to basically bombard the nucleus of certain atoms with the alpha particles. See guys, the alpha particles, as you guys already know, is nothing but 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So when they are basically emitted from a radioactive isotope, and they basically collide with a nuclear atom, with the nucleus of a certain atom, that could lead to nuclear fission. So what would happen because of that projectile, that is the alpha particle, which is the projectile, when it collides with the nucleus, it can basically lead to nuclear fission, and that nuclear fission can basically release a lot of energy. So basically in nuclear reactions also we use radioactivity, and this is basically used to find out new elements. Every single day we are trying to do these kind of experiments in order to find out new elements, to understand how the world, how the universe began, the whole Big Bang theory and everything. So all of this we are trying to understand using these alpha particles again. Secondly, it is also used, again, these radioactive traces, just like how it is used in our body, it is also used in certain plants as well, to check how the fertilizers are affecting the plants, what is the growth of the plant, how much nutrients are present in the plants, what kind of nutrients are present in the plant. To understand all of that also we use radioactive traces like phosphorus 32. Phosphorus 32 is a radioactive isotope which is actually used to check the growth of a plant, to check how much fertilizers is needed for the plant, what are the fertilizers doing to the plant, what are the nutrients present in the plant, and accordingly adjust the type of nutrients that are giving to the plant. So for the farmers to understand, to get better yield also, we actually use radioactive traces, again done by scientists. And thirdly, guys, that for carbon dating, we know that these days we're finding out a lot of sculptures, lots and lots of bones of animals that were that walked on the face of the earth before. So we are able to trace back how long or how old these bones or these structures are, using something called as carbon dating. So carbon dating, what we do is that we use radioactive carbon. Basically, carbon 14 is what is used. Again, 14 is nothing but the mass number over here. So carbon 14 is basically used over here to check how old this, how old or how how ancient the what to say, the bones are, or the structures are. So that is what is known as carbon dating. So yeah, guys, we know that carbon has three isotopes. You have carbon 12, carbon 13, and carbon 14. Carbon 14 is the radioactive isotopes which can be easily absorbed by the remains of living organisms. So if there's any bones or stuff like that, so what happens is these carbon 14 can be easily absorbed by these bones, and using that, these organic materials, they're using this absorption abilities, they're actually able to calculate how old, how long ago was this existing. So basically, when an animal dies, at that point of time, it can absorb all 100% of that carbon 14 that is there. About 5,730 years later, it will be around 50%. About 11,460 years, about 25%, and 17,160 years ago, it was around 12.5%. So if the death has happened 17 years ago, 17,000 years ago, then the amount of carbon that it can absorb is 12.5%. So this is how they are able to date how long ago was this animal alive, and when was it, when did it die, and all of that. They're able to find out using carbon dating again. Moving on, guys, we also talked about industrial uses. Yes, it is also used in industries. The first place where it is used is basically in the atomic, energy reactors that you have, all these big nuclear plants, in order to provide, because these days we are moving towards, not moving, we are already pretty much there, where we're using atomic energy to produce electricity. So in those kind of places, in those kind of big nuclear reactors, also we use uranium 235, which is also a radioactive isotope, which produces tremendous amount of energy, which is then used to heat up the water. That turns into steam. That steam is then used to run the turbines, and the turbine basically converts it to electrical energy. So in those kind of atomic energy reactors, also we use radioactive isotopes. Moving on, it is also used in certain factories to avoid the accumulation of charge. So when there's a lot of moving parts, guys, because of the friction, there'll be some charge getting accumulated. You know about static electricity and all that, right? So there's charge getting accumulated. When there's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of charge getting accumulated, and this could basically lead to failure later on. So in order to avoid that, what they do is that they use these radioactive isotopes to remove these accumulations of charge that is present on the surface, in order to make it clean, so that there will be no friction in these moving parts as well. And as you guys already know, we have already talked about this in several sessions before this also, that these radioactive elements like radium and thorium and all that, they have this luminescent property. So basically they can shine, they'll produce these kind of visible light, when once they absorb the radiation. So they are used in luminescent signs as well, which is then used for making different kinds of signs all throughout. You can probably see these kind of luminant signs all over the world. You can see them, and for that also we use radioactive isotopes itself. Now, these are all the good things about radioactivity and radioisotopes, but for everything that is good, there are a few bad things as well, right? So some of the harmful effects of radiations are, first of all, in nuclear power plants, nuclear waste, and cosmic radiations and X-rays. Now, what do I mean by all these? I'm pretty sure that you would have all heard about, at least once in your life, you have probably heard about the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, which, due to some devastating reason, was, basically the nuclear power plant failed, and basically created radiations that even today that place is unlivable. Once, where there were so many thousands of people living around the nuclear power plant, now even today it is still something that you can't go to. The radiations are still high. See, guys, these nuclear power plants, when there is some sort of technical failure, and these radiations, radioactive elements or radioactive materials basically manage to come out of those, basically get this some sort of explosion or something of that kind. If the coolant fails or something happens, some technical, what to say, something goes wrong like that. What happens is that these radioactive material, these radioactive atoms can escape out in the atmosphere. Now, the problem is not with the radiations alone, because it's not that it's only emitting out gamma radiations, it's also emitting out alpha and beta radiations as well. Now, it's not that harmful. We know that alpha can't even pass through our skin. We know that. But it's still something dangerous. Over time, what would happen is that because these radioactive atoms are basically dividing itself. Nuclear fission, they're continuously dividing themselves, and they're basically everywhere. Even the air that you breathe in will contain these atoms, and they will go on, because you know that the half-life period of all these radioactive elements are for years, 100, 200, maybe even 500 years, right? So it's going to be there for a very, very long time. And when you ingest them, when it goes into your respiratory organs, or when you inhale them, or when you eat something that is contaminated already, that radioactive atom will stay inside your body for a long time, and it will keep on radiating those radiations, keep on emitting out alpha particle, gamma particle, and sometimes even beta particle as well. So these radiations are being emitted out. That from the inside can damage you. So it's not that the radiation alone is what is damaging you, but the atoms that goes inside your body, that is what is causing more damage. So that is why it's, when you go there, people generally wear these kind of, these airtight masks in order to avoid breathing in those harmful toxins, because that is something which can cause very, very serious problem over time, right? So that is something that you have to avoid. So, managing them takes up a lot of time, but at the same time, it's very important that we do so. And that is why nuclear power plants, and you don't see nuclear power plants near a residential area. It's kept really far away from residential area, because if there is any kind of nuclear fallout or something like that happens, it will not be affecting as much life as it would have if in case it was near in a residential area. Second thing is the nuclear waste, because yeah, guys, come on. I mean, we are doing so many things. Obviously, there'll be some waste produced, especially those, in these nuclear power plants. Those, the fuel rods that we use are generally radioactive. Those fuel rods are nothing but they're radioactive in nature. And those, once they, reach their, reach a certain limit where you can't use it anymore, that is nothing but nuclear waste. And to dispose of this nuclear waste is a very, very big problem. So before, what we used to do is that we used to basically dump it in the ocean. That's what we used to do, right? We used to dump it in the ocean. That again affected the aquatic life, because it's not like once you dump it in the water, they just lose their properties, because we know that they don't. The nucleus is not affected by either chemical or physical changes, so there's no change whatsoever, and this is to kill the aquatic animals and plants. So nowadays we are finding out much more better ways to manage the waste. We don't just throw it away, we just store it in certain containers, some some lead containers to contain the radiation, and we keep it stored. In some places, yes, they are also traveling around the world. In some places, what they do is that they keep it in the ships, and they basically keep on traveling around the world. But again, managing this waste is super duper hard. It takes up a lot of money, because at the same time it has to be safe, because you can't just throw it, because even after you think that it is no more use for you in that particular industry, it does not make it any less dangerous. It will still have those radioactive properties. It will be still giving out radiations, so it can still cause a lot of damages as well. So managing them is super duper hard. So nuclear waste is another thing. Lastly, guys, the cosmic radiations and X-rays. So cosmic radiations, nothing but the radiations that is coming out from the sun, and even sometimes outside the universe as well. So they can travel very, very long distance. They can actually, they're almost like, they travel at the speed of light. So 3 to the power of 8 is the speed that they come in. And these cosmic radiations have a lot of uncharged radiations like gamma rays and X-rays. And we know that gamma and X-rays, gamma rays especially, see, these cosmic rays are very dangerous. So if it passes through your body, it can literally damage your DNA. It can pass, because gamma rays, we know that it can pass through it. Because these cosmic rays are also uncharged, they are almost in a range of, gamma rays and X-rays, and these can basically damage your DNA. In fact, if it hits a DNA strand, imagine those DNA strands, the helical structure that you guys are well aware of, right? The helical structure that you know of when you talk about DNAs and all that. So it can basically destroy that particular strand itself. It can basically destroy wherever it hits, it can destroy those strands itself. So it can basically alter your DNA, and that can cause cancer and other kind of mutations and stuff. So these kind of cosmic radiation X-rays are also something which is very, very dangerous, and especially in these kind of, these cosmic radiation that is coming out, you have to make sure that, what to say, we do not come in the way of all these kind of radiations, because again, if you do come in under these kind of radiations, that can cause a lot of problems. And yes, majority of it is reflected back because of the ozone layer, but some of them will still pass through the ozone. It's not like it is providing us protection, but sometimes you guys already know that in the Antarctic regions, the ozone layer is getting thinner and thinner. So yes, that can also cause a lot of problems. And yes, guys, this particle accelerators, like for example, CERN particle accelerator and all that. So CERN super collider. So these kind of so what to say, particle accelerators are there to understand how the universe began, to create new elements, to do a lot of different kinds of experiments. That is what we do. So in these kind of particle accelerators also, there are very harmful X-rays produced, and that again, if you are exposed to it, can basically damage your DNA as well. So these are all the harmful things about the X-rays as well as the cosmic rays, which are nothing but your gamma rays again. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys understood the topic so far. If you want to study these kind of topics in detail, in depth, in every single session, and score 100% marks in your board exam, which is coming out soon, click on the link and enroll into the Vedantu Pro subscription course right now. Let me tell you what are the advantages of it before you make up a decision. The first thing is, guys, you have unlimited live classes, and I know for a fact, for a person, like we've all been through our 10th grade, and we know for a fact that you guys need maximum support right now. You need that push. So we have unlimited live sessions without any limit whatsoever, and all of those sessions will have some amazing quizzes, because right now you need to test yourself every single day, and these quizzes, these high level quizzes, will definitely test your understanding ability, and also it'll give you an opportunity to compete with the rest of the world and see what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths as well. So you have a unique opportunity to understand and to check how good you are in that particular topic. With all of these, guys, all the sessions are recorded because these are all live. You don't have to worry that, sir, once it is gone, it's gone. No, all of these sessions are recorded, and the recordings are such a way that even while watching the replay, you can take the quizzes and check out the leaderboards even while watching the replay as well. How cool is that, people? Come on. While watching the replay. So basically the replays are talking to you and interacting with you. These are called as interactive replay, which you can do it in every single session. With all of these, guys, you also have the opportunity to download all the premium content, every single handwritten notes. So nothing that is important is ever going to skip you or your ability to understand that concept, because everything would be available to you right there and then. You don't have to go anywhere for that. And with this, guys, the best part I would say is that every single session will not just have one teacher. With the master teacher, you'll also have the class teacher to help you clear every single doubt of yours. So whatever doubts you have, no matter how complicated, no matter how big, no matter how many the doubts are, every single doubt of yours will be cleared right there and then itself, with the help of the class teacher and the master teacher. So they'll make sure that every doubt of yours is clear inside the session. I mean, come on, people, you know that right now you're studying, so you'll have a lot of doubts. So yes, to help you guys out on that, we also have the class teacher model. And for all those who are looking for places where you can test, take up your past year question papers and sample papers and all of that, you don't have to go anywhere for that as well, guys, because we have some amazing tests and assignments as well for you people, which will definitely help you to push your limits 100%. And these tests and assignments, the questions are taken up from such amazing sources that it will definitely push your envelope of understanding the concept, and more importantly, will help you to achieve the level of confidence that you need in order to ace your exams. Right, guys? And with all of these, if you have the time in hand, you can actually attend more than 5,000 plus micro courses and crash courses, all waiting for you people. So you must be wondering, so what should I do now? All you have to do is this, people. Go to the Vedantu. First of all, go to YouTube, right? Go to YouTube first. Go to Vedantu 9th and 10th English. Let me just go to the channel first. Yes, Vedantu 9th 10th English. Go to the channel. first of all, subscribe to the channel. Obviously, that's the first thing that you're supposed to do. Subscribe to the channel first. Once again, guys, let me just turn off the sound so that there's no disturbance. Click on any of the video that does not matter. So there's Anupam's video that is coming out today. So what you do is click on show more, click on join. You can join the Telegram group as well if you want to and get notified of all the sessions that is coming ahead. And basically click on this Vedantu, subscribe to Vedantu Pro right now, guys. So click on Vedantu subscribe Pro right now. They'll ask you which grade are you in. If you're someone who's going to from 9th grade to 10th grade, click on 10th grade and then go to CBSE 22. And if you are ICSE 22, if you're in 10th grade right now and you want revision courses, again click on the 10th grade and go to CBSE or ICSE, whichever the batch you are in. You can check out all the things that I just told you right now. You can check out all the teachers who will be teaching you, all the results that we have achieved in the past year. You can check out all of them out. Everything is completely transparent. You can check out all the data, everything that you need to help you understand how valuable and how important our message is to you people. So what you do is basically click on proceed to pay people. So 1 month subscription course is around 1,500 rupees. But don't worry guys, if you use my coupon code AMEPRO, that's my coupon code AMEPRO. Cool name, right? So if you use the coupon code AMEPRO, you get a flat 20% discount and the price from 1,500 will drop down to 1,200 rupees. And in this 1,200 rupees, like I told you, everything that I just told you right now, everything will be available to you with all the unlimited live classes, with in-class doubt solving, with tests and assignments which is needed for you to help yourself understand the concept better and prepare yourself for your pre-boards and your boards. Everything that is needed will be available to you in this price, guys. And if you think about the value of money, people, in this 1 month duration, you would have attended about 200 sessions. That means that per session, you're going to be paying about 6 rupees, which is less than a packet of lace, right, guys? For your own education. So once you enroll into the courses, guys, you can actually check out all the all the sessions that you're eligible for. So you can go to courses and check out all the courses that is available for you guys. You can let me just show you to you guys. So basically go to sessions. You can check out all the previous sessions, all the sessions that you have today. Then you can check out all the past sessions as well. You can click on the replay sessions to check out all the replays of the particular session. You can check out all the all of the doubts that has been solved. You can click on the notes to download all the notes that has been that was written by the teacher. And yes, guys, if you go to my courses, you can check out all the courses that you're eligible for, and you can check out the details and see which teachers are teaching. And if you're comfortable with that, you can join those classes as well. Lots and lots of options, amazing teachers, amazing stuff waiting for you people. Click on the link, enroll in the course. AMEPRO is the discount code, and I'll see you guys in the regular session. So that's it, people. Let's solve some questions. We have a couple of questions. Let's solve that, and let's see if you guys have understood the concepts or not. Here's the first question. Dash method is used to determine the age of an object containing organic material by using the properties of radiocarbon. Options: carbon dating, sulfur dating, radiometric dating, or none of the above. This is like such an easy question. It's such an easy question. Yeah. And they're not talking about that dating. All right, I know you guys, I know all brains work in the same manner. But the answer to this question, guys, sorry for that, is something with carbon dating. Carbon dating is what it is known as. So carbon dating is the one that basically helps you to determine what is the age of a certain organic matter. Next one. Salts or weak radioisotopes are called as what? Thermions, tracers, radioisotopes, or none of the above. Salts of weak isotopes are called as tracers, which are used both in plants as well as in humans in order to check. In the case of plants, it is used to check the effect of fertilizer on the plant, and in the case of humans, it is also just checked to check your if there's any blood clots, or if there's any brain clots, or any brain tumor, or if there's any problem with your heart. For all of that reason, we use those sorts of weak radioisotopes. Next one, which among these is a source of harmful radiation? Cosmic radiations, nuclear waste, nuclear power plants, or all of the above? And the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all of the other people, because cosmic radiations are also very dangerous. This can affect your DNA. Nuclear waste are also definitely dangerous, and nuclear power plants, if there's any leakage, that can also be super duper dangerous. So yeah, people, this is your homework for today. That is all for today, people. This is your homework. Let me know what is the answer in the comment section. Let's see who gets the answers the fastest. The question is: state the medical use of radioactivity in the chat box, in the chat box, as well as the comment section. Let me see how many fingers are able to give the right answer for this one. Very simple question, but I want you to answer it in the comment section. Let's see who gets it the fastest. So that's it, people. Do not forget to check out the link given in the description. The seats are very limited. It is there for you to excel in your studies. Our aim is to make sure that every corner of the world, every corner in India and the world gets quality education, no matter where it is. And that is what we are striving to do here. That is why the courses are so less, but at the same time, the quality or the standards are always high. Check out the course and see, what is it that that is missing. Let us know if there's anything more that we can do from our side as well. Do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to hit the like button, do not forget to hit the bell icon in order to get notified for all the sessions that comes ahead. Thank you for joining. Catch you guys soon. This is Anoop signing off for the day. Have a great evening, people. Love you all. See you all in the next session. Take care and good luck.